Are you ready, ready?
Welcome to the Boom Room. Hey, I want to thank El Cajinos for standing in for me last week. Nice job, man. I really enjoyed this show. Having said that, it's a lot been going on in the last 2 weeks, so let's get to it. Let's start with reviewing last week's action. Arizona rhymed with the particularly easy victory over Whipping That Ass. Whipping That Ass had 5 players scoring less than 5 points. It's been a long season over there, and we only at the halfway point. Whew. And what can only be described as the upset of the year. Machiavellians pulling it out against Lincoln Legends, winning by a whopping 31 points, getting an excellent game from Phillip Rivers and the Jaguars defense. Hey, that's what people be talking about, Lincoln. And a rematch of last year's championship. Jabronis took on Bread Inc. And just like last year's championship, Jabronis pretty much had his way, handing Bread Inc. to his 3rd consecutive loss. I'm starting to worry about what's going on over there, Inc. After making a blockbuster trade with each other, remember the North took on Negro Realty. Negro Realty with his 2nd consecutive impressive victory, led by newcomers Lamar Jackson and Zeke Elliott. Remember, the North is starting to look like it's just going to be one of those seasons. He can't catch a break. Man. On paper, what looked like it should have been a tremendous game turned out to be a dud. The higher power took out G5 thanks to the Patriots defense. Man, that Patriots defense has been amazing this year. I wonder how many victories they've been responsible for in the league in the higher power to being tied for the best record in the league. Whew. Now on to the game of the week. No McCaffrey, no Chubb, no problem. Chase Edmonds, given his Christian McCaffrey impersonation, led TNT with 36 points. In a surprise move, El Cajinos played Tevin Coleman and he only had 8 points for him. He also played Le'Veon Bell against the Patriots again, only scoring 8 points. This was a game that I think El Cajinos thought that they could handle, and instead they found out that TNT is the bomb.
I had to clean Duke car at draft. He cleaned my car last year, so I'm looking forward to beating him badly. And I'm putting it on camera pre-game. I'm going to beat him badly.
So let me get this straight. I invite you to come to my house, host my show, and you get on here and guarantee you gonna beat TNT. How disrespectful can you be? You called me and told me I'm gonna start Kirk Cousins because that's your man. I'm gonna start Tevin Coleman because you've been hating on him. What? Meanwhile, Aaron Rodgers outscored Kirk Cousins by 18 points. You want to guess how much you lost by? 16. You know what that make you, right? And the second annual Clown of the Week award goes to El Cajinos. El Cajinos, what are you?
I am a clown. I am a clown,
As we just crossed the halfway point to the season, it's time to show a little bit of love to a couple of owners. We have enough information, I think, now to say, at this point, who had the best draft? It's no more guessing. We have some data to back it up. Having said that, it's not even close. The best draft of the first half goes to Lincoln Legends. What a draft, homie. I mean, you got Tyler Lockett in the 4th round, Goodwin in the 5th round, Eckler in the 6th, and probably the best pick of anyone, Austin Hooper in the 9th round. I see why you tied for the best record. I salute you. Congratulations on having the best draft of the first half. Now on to another award I like to give away for the first half. I like to call it the GM of the first half award. And to me, this one isn't close either. This one goes to G5. I mean, on the waiver wire, he found Terry McLaurin, Will Disley, and the pickup of the year, Darren Waller. Not only that, he was able to flip Lamar Jackson and Disley for David Johnson. Kudos. Without a doubt, you've been the GM of the first half. On to a segment I like to call Gettin Analytical. Gettin Analytical. I'll put my own algorithm together. I won't tell you what it is, but I'll just give you one ingredient that goes into my algorithm. There's currently 6 teams fighting for the last 3 playoff spots. Those 6 teams are Bread Inc., Jabronis, El Cajinos, Remember the North, Seth, and Arizona Ron. Of those 6, only 3 can make it if the playoffs were to start today. So I did the algorithm with those 6 teams to see what the computer said. Its computer said the team that's in the most trouble is Bread Inc. Bread Inc., this is one ingredient in the algorithm. His remaining schedule of teams he has to play has a combined record of 31-17. Of the 4 teams that he's beaten this year, twice has been Machiavellians and once whipping that ass. You can say he's taking care of business, but now the real meat of the schedule starts. And my algorithm says if he doesn't pull off a victory this week, he's done. Second, my algorithm likes El Cajinos and Remember the North. 1, their schedule remaining is 20-28. They have the easiest schedules of the teams that are fighting for those last playoff spots. And El Cajinos, even further, doesn't have a team with a winning record left on his schedule. But however, I don't like El Cajinos to take advantage of this and make the playoffs because he's just like the Cleveland Browns. Very good talent, horrible head coach. And unfortunately, that's going to stop him from getting where he needs to be. They got to get an experienced coach over there. There's too much talent. Remember the North. Easy schedule also, but however, just doesn't have the players to take advantage of this. I can make a case for him getting the 6 victories, but that 7th one is going to be tough. He would have to beat El Cajinos head-to-head, and that still wouldn't guarantee a playoff spot because tiebreakers go against him in the algorithm. Unfortunately, it's not strong enough. So having said that, at the midway point, my algorithm likes Jabronis, Arizona Ron, and Selfast to make the playoffs along with G5, TNT, Lincoln Legends, and the higher power. Hey, we'll revisit this again by the trade deadline and see what the new algorithm says. Don't kill me. I'm just giving the information. Getting analytical. Getting analytical. Now, on to something very serious. As of today, there's only been 3 IR transactions that have been paid. At this point last year, that number was 12. That's 9 more transactions last year, which equates to $63. So $63 less is in the pot this year than was last year, and is a direct correlation with the new IR rule. I'm talking to you, Lincoln Legends. I'm talking to you, whipping that ass, and I'm talking to you, Remember the North. You guys fought hard for this this rule change, and no business I ever heard of wanted to change rules where financially you would lose money. That just doesn't make sense. This is a money league, and we should not be making rules that takes money away from the pot. I would love a rebuttal from Lincoln Legends, whipping that ass, or Remember the North. Now having this information, you guys cannot be on board with doing this going forward. All right? Life isn't fair. We know the rules. Let's play ball. Whipping that ass, I'm even disappointed in you. You're a financial guy. You can't be happy about this. Lincoln Legends, you have an open invitation at the Boom Room anytime. At the very least, as a player rep, I expect a phone call from you next week's show on the Boom line. I'll leave it at that. I'll give you time for your rebuttal, and we'll talk soon. Legend. And last thing, as we are at the halfway point, I call this my little cherry on top. Who's the number one team in the Beat It Fantasy Football League? 3 teams have staked their claim. TNT, Lincoln Legends, the higher power. All 3 have a legitimate claim to the top of the throne. TNT can say, look, our 2 losses were to Lincoln Legends and the higher power. Nobody has a better resume than that. Lincoln Legends can say, I've been the most dominant team from beginning to end. I just had one bad hiccup. But unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, the award goes to the higher power. Not only beating TNT head to head, but in one of his losses scoring 193 points. That can't be ignored. So as we hit the halfway point, congratulations, higher power, on being the best team of the first half. Everybody's going to try to catch you. And TNT and Lincoln Legends is looking like. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's show. Next week, we will have a guest for you. We will get into all the issues. We'll talk about the trades. We just didn't have that much time this week. Having said that, the game of the week is like a playoff game. It's going to be Bread Inc. versus G5. G5 wins this game. He'll be 5-0 in the division and almost uncatchable. Bread Inc. has to win this game to keep his playoff hopes alive. I can't wait to talk about it next week. See you in the boom.